Hey, Paul, are you there? Do you think that we can talk a little right now?
What is it? What do you want from me this time?
I take it that you're still upset then.
What are you talking about? Just what is it that you even think I'm so upset about, huh?
Well, about the fight that you and I had last night, right? I mean, I thought that we were able to talk things through, but I guess you're still upset?
And so what if I am? What business is it of yours, huh? Can you just tell me what you want so that I can get back to my day already? I don't have time to waste on conversations like these.
Well, I want to talk. I want to solve this issue so that we can go back to the way things were. Because right now, I feel like we're just still fighting and nothing's been solved.
So that's what you want then? You just want things to go back to the way they were? Fine, then if that's what you really want, then you can go ahead and apologize to me. And after that, you can just leave me alone for the rest of the day. How does that sound?
But I don't get it. Why should I have to apologize to you? I mean, do you even remember the reason that you and I were fighting in the first place?
I just remembered that you got into one of your moods all of a sudden. Then you were all acting all pissy towards me, and so I said something, and that's when we started fighting.
You've got to be kidding me. Is that really what you think happened between us? You really don't remember at all what the fight was about, do you?
What are you talking about this time?
I mean that you promised me that you were going to come over yesterday, don't you remember? You said that you were really craving pie, and I said that I would bake one for you if you would come over and eat it with me. But then hours later, you told me that you were out with friends and too busy, and that's why I got mad at you.
Well, did I promise that I'd be there? Because I never ever remember saying anything like that.
But you did. You said it the last time that you and I were together. Do you really not remember saying that to me at all?
I don't know, I was drunk. I don't remember anything of that at all. I was probably just saying whatever I thought you wanted to hear, but I didn't mean it.
But I don't get it. I mean, it would have been a date. You really don't think I'd take something like that seriously? I really don't get why you're being so stubborn about apologizing to me about this.
Told you that I shouldn't have to. You just got all mad at me all of a sudden over nothing. If this is what you were mad about, then you should have said something earlier. Otherwise, it's like you just suddenly turned on me and I had no idea what any of it was about.
Okay then, I am sorry, Paul. I'm sorry that I didn't explain what I was mad about to you more clearly earlier. But I just feel like you've been acting a bit flaky and have been maybe brushing me off recently. And then you always just try to laugh it off or pretend like it's never your fault afterwards. So I guess I'm just feeling pulled about without getting any real answers as to what's going on, you know?
Okay, I understand what you're saying and I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention to make you feel that way.
I just mean that we're going to be getting married, you know? But despite that, I still feel like you and I are fighting more than ever these days. Does that make sense?
I see, so that's what's bothering you about all this. Well then, what if we just call off the wedding entirely?
Paul, please, I really don't think a joke like that is appropriate at a time like this. I mean, we're not really going to let some tiny little spat like this ruin our whole marriage, are you?
Yeah, sure. A joke. I guess I just wanted to see how you would react to me saying that is all.
Well, we've been together for 5 years now, so I think it's going to take a little more than this to get rid of me. But anyways, I guess next weekend we're finally going to go to your parents and tell them that we're getting married. I'm just glad that we'll be there for each other. I'm so nervous just thinking about doing it. So I would just really like it if we could put all this behind us and look forward to doing that.
Yeah, you're right. It would be better if we could just put this all behind us. But I just worry that these kinds of fights are going to continue between us.
They might, but I think as long as we can take the time to talk out our issues and move past them in a healthy way, that we'll be okay. I mean, that's better than holding in a bunch of angry feelings until we let them come out towards each other.
Well, I just hope that we're actually able to get back to being the way we were and that we can move past this stuff. Because if I'm being honest with you, I'm still pretty upset about the whole thing.
Well, if you're really that upset over this, then maybe we should put off making the announcement to your parents. At least until we feel that we're in a good place in our relationship to do so.
Hey, Nicole, where are you? You said that you were going to be here about 5 minutes ago now. You don't want to be late to telling my parents that we're going to get married, right?
Paul, I'm so sorry. I don't think that I'm going to be able to make it today.
Oh, wait, what? Are you serious? You really not going to make it on time? What happened? Did you oversleep or something like that?
Well, I was actually already on my way over to meet you, but as I was coming out of the subway, I fell down some stairs. I think I really hurt my leg, and so I called the ambulance, and I'm at the hospital right now having my leg looked at. They're pretty sure that I broke something in there, though.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Did you really want to get out of doing this so badly that you literally threw yourself down some stairs?
They're saying that I might have to stay in the hospital for a while. So I'm sorry, but I just won't be able to make it today on time. But please, tell your mom and dad how sorry I am and that I never saw this coming, but that I really wish I could be there.
You have no idea how hard it was for me to move around my schedule to fit this in. And now you're telling me that it's not even going to be happening?
I really am sorry, Paul. I'm not any happier about this than you are. I hope you know that.
Is that why you're wasting my parents' time as well then? Don't you realize how much trouble you're causing for all of us? I mean, it's probably just a little sprain and you're seriously just going to wait around the hospital all day?
I really am sorry about this, Paul. I swear. I really did want to go and talk to your parents today, and I never thought this was going to happen.
If you really mean that, then why don't you leave the hospital and come over to see us right now? I mean, do you really need to show a little backbone so that my parents can see that you're really serious about this? Or do you really think so little about our marriage together that you can't even do that for me?
Paul, please. I really don't think that I can do anything like that right now. I mean, my leg just got broken. And I've already been checked into the hospital, so it's not like I can just walk out of here, you know?
Wow. So that you're really just not going to come at all then? That's what you're telling me?
It's not that I don't want to go and be there with you all. It's that I literally just broke my leg. You know that, right? You know that I didn't do this on purpose and that I want to be there with you so badly, right? You don't actually think that I'm just faking or being overdramatic, do you? You know that I wouldn't do something like that.
Well, what in the world am I supposed to tell my parents about this, huh? I mean, why are you leaving it up to me to explain to them why you're wasting all of our time here?
Do you really think that your mom and dad would be that upset with me over this? I mean, the times I've met them, they seem like really understanding people. I'm sure they wouldn't mind too much, right?
You really can be so stupid sometimes. Do you know that? You've made a huge mistake by doing this. Of course my parents are going to be mad about this. They're probably going to be furious about this.
You don't need to talk to me that way, Paul. I mean, people get injured and have to cancel on things all the time. I don't really get how it's as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. Besides, it's not like I did this on purpose or anything like that.
I don't care why you did it. The fact of the matter is that you were the one who fell down the stairs, weren't you?
Well, yes, I know what I did and I accept responsibility for it. But right before I fell, I swear I felt something hit me in the back and that's what sent me flying. I just lost my balance and then I ended up falling after that.
What on earth are you talking about now? You probably just got bumped by someone's backpack or something. But if you don't know how to keep your own balance, then that sounds like a you problem.
How can you say that? I don't understand why you're being so cruel right now. I mean, I'm in the hospital and you don't seem worried at all for me. I would think that you would at least know better than to try and make an injured person feel even worse about themselves.
Oh, right. Are you okay?
It's a bit late for that now, don't you think? Look, Paul, I think the fact of the matter is that I just won't be able to make it today. So please, give your parents my best and tell them that I'm very sorry for all of this. I'll message you again when I have some updates from the doctors.
Hey, Nicole, how are things going at the hospital? Do you think that we could call right now? I have some big news to tell you, and I'd really like to call and talk to you about it.
Hey, Paul, I'm sorry. I would call, but there are other patients in the room with me, and I don't want to be rude. But I can text, no problem, so if you want, you can just tell me through that.
Yeah, okay. I guess I can just type it all out for you, if you prefer that.
It's not a problem with me, so what is this big news that you wanted to tell me?
Well, I'm really sorry to be telling you this while you're in the hospital, but the wedding is off. I'm officially calling off our engagement.
Wait, so you don't want to get married to me anymore? But why? Why are you doing this now? I don't get it.
Well, you see, the thing is that I just can't be married to an irresponsible girl like you. You really have no idea just how furious my parents were with you. So I'm sorry, but I just really don't know how we could ever make things work between us. That's why we have to break up.
You've got to be kidding me, right? Please tell me that you're not being serious.
I'm sorry, but it's the way things have to be. You've just made such a poor impression on my parents that I don't know how we're ever supposed to recover from this. And so I just really can't see our wedding going well at all. All we'd end up doing is hurting each other. You understand that, right? It would just be better if we call it here before we cause each other many more pain than we have now.
Paul, I think I should let you know that your parents are here right now apologizing to me and asking after me. So I really don't get what you mean when you say they're upset.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Are my parents really over there right now? What are you talking about?
If you think that I'm lying to you, why don't you try calling your dad right now? Or your mom, either one, since they're both here with me now.
Hold on a second. I'm confused. What's going on here? Why on earth are my parents over there with you right now?
Well, I messaged your mom the other day and told her about what happened. You do know that we have each other's numbers, don't you?
Of course I know that. But what I don't understand is why my parents are there visiting you in the hospital.
Well, your parents wanted to come and apologize to me in your place. So they're here in front of the other patients that I'm sharing the room with, checking in on me and apologizing for you. They're talking about how sorry they are that their son is such an idiot and how they're disappointed in you.
But I don't get it. You're still not telling me what I want to know. Why are my parents there? What are they apologizing for? If anyone should be sorry, it should be you. You're the one who ruined our schedule that day, not anyone else.
Are you really sure about that? There's nothing that comes to mind about what they could be doing here?
Of course not. You're the only one who did something wrong. We were all waiting at the house for you to show up, and you never did.
Paul, I know it was you. You were the one who pushed me down the stairs, and I've already gone to the police about it.
You went to the police?
That's right, and that's why your parents are here. They are apologizing for you and also begging for me to retract my report. Which I won't, of course.
But I don't get it. Why are you doing this to me? I didn't even do anything. You're just accusing me of things that I never did.
We both know that isn't true. You were there at the subway when I was there.
What are you talking about? Of course I wasn't. Why would you even think something like that? I was at my parents' house the whole time waiting for you to show up.
No, you were at the station, and you were the one who knocked me down the stairs. We both know the truth, so just admit it.
What are you talking about? You're crazy, do you know that? You can't just accuse me of this.
But you were the one who did it. You pushed me on my back and caused me to fall down the stairs.
Are you sure you didn't hit your head or something when you fell? Because you were just sounding crazy. Of course I didn't do anything like that.
Yes, you did, and there are several witnesses who saw you running away from the station afterwards.
Oh yeah? Like who? Who are these witnesses of yours who you've convinced to lie about me?
Well, there's the owner of my apartment building, for one. He was there at the station when we both were. I'm pretty sure that you've met him at least once, haven't you?
No, you're wrong. He probably just saw someone that looked like me, but it really wasn't me. It can't have been.
No, there is no doubt about it at all. It was definitely you. The police even looked at some camera footage from the area, and they saw a figure resembling you running away as well.
So it just resembled me, and that's enough evidence for them to arrest me? Please, you have to give me a break. Tell me it wasn't me.
I'm afraid that I can't do that. But what I don't get is why you would do this when your parents didn't even know about me.
What do you mean by that? I still don't understand.
I mean that your parents told me that they had no idea that I was even going to be coming over to see them today at all. They didn't have any idea that we were supposed to be going to their house to make our big announcement. You never told them about any of it at all, did you? And that's why you forced me into a spot where I would have to cancel at the last second.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Maybe you really did hit your head when you fell because you just sound insane.
Don't you dare talk to me like that, Paul. You know what you did. I knew that you were acting strangely when I told you that I fell. You didn't seem surprised or concerned for me at all. It was as if you already knew that I had been injured.
But I really didn't do anything.
You can deny it all you want, but that isn't going to change the fact that the police are after you now.
Please, you have to tell them it was a mistake.
Do you really think that I'm going to do that? Give me a break. I don't care how much you offered to pay me off with. I want justice. You will be punished for this.
You can't be serious. Please don't do this to me.
I hope they take you out of the house in handcuffs.
But what happens if my job hears about this?
Oh, I'm sure they will, especially when you don't show up for work because you're in jail. I guess this means you can kiss that cushy career of yours down the drain. And I can't imagine any big company would ever want to work with you again. You're finished.
Please, you can't do this to me. You're really going to try and ruin my life over this?
That's right. But you should know that even your parents just tried to bribe me with some cash, but I turned them down.
I don't get it. How can my parents just be going along with this? I mean, there's not even any proof.
I told your mom all about what had happened, and when I told her I had witnesses, that was enough to get her to believe me. That's why they came over right away to beg for mercy for you.
I don't believe it. That just means that my mom really did just accept that that's something I could have done.
I guess that just goes to show everyone things about you, really. I was talking to your mom about this, and she told me all about how violent you would get when you were younger. And how this isn't the first time that you've injured people, even ex-girlfriends. Your mom told me that she thought you were going to bring that last girl over to announce an engagement as well.
But we just ended up fighting too much, and I knew that I needed a way to get out of the relationship.
Yes, and then that time your parents had to go and visit her and pay her off as well.
This can't be happening to me. This isn't fair.
But I guess now I understand why you were treating me the way you were. This is just a pattern to you.
I wasn't treating you like anything. You were the one who was treating me poorly.
You treated me like I was someone you could just brush off, not like your fiancé. That's why we got into so many fights, not to mention the affairs you were having behind my back.
Affairs? Come on now. You know that I wasn't doing anything like that. You're crazy.
You know, I might just have a little more respect for you if you could at least admit that you've done all of this. We already all know the truth. Why can't you just be honest with me and yourself? Anyways, you should know that you are going to have to pay all the cancellation fees for our wedding plan. After all, it's all your fault that the wedding is being called off.
Okay, alright, I'll be honest with you. The truth is that I met another woman a few weeks ago, and that's why I had to get rid of you.
So the truth finally comes out.
But I knew that things would go bad if you found out, so that's why I had to get rid of you. It was also I can marry this girl who I really love.
I do appreciate you being honest with me now. Maybe your new girlfriend can help you pay down all of the money you're going to owe me. Unless she was also in on this, in that case, I'm afraid you both might be liable for the crime.
No, she had nothing to do with this. Don't drag her into this too.
I guess that's really a matter for the police to decide then, isn't it? They'll know if she did have anything to do with it.
I swear that she didn't really do anything. Why did you have to get my parents and now her involved in all this?
I didn't get them involved in anything. You were the one doing all of the acting in this. I hope they throw you in jail, though.
You're horrible. Do you know that?
Says the person who pushed me down the stairs. After that, the police interviewed other witnesses and finally decided to arrest Paul. They gave him a sentence of 2 years in jail, which spelled out the death of his career. After he got out, he became a shut-in who hardly ever left his apartment. He was worried that people would recognize him and talk behind his back, but I say that it serves him right.
Liam, huge problem.
What's up? I'm having to go into overtime here at work, so could you make this quick for me?
I was just told that my dad got into a car accident and is on his way to the hospital right now in the back of an ambulance.
Huh? He was in a car accident.
I'm thinking of heading over there right now.
Right now?
My mom isn't around anymore to deal with things like this, and my brother is overseas with his wife on vacation. I have to be the one to go and see him.
What hospital is your dad being taken to right now?
He's going to the emergency room at Hopkins Hospital.
Huh? Hopkins? That's all the way over in Manchester, right? That's all the way out where your family's house is, right?
Yes. This accident happened close to his house while he was out. I'm sorry, but I am heading over there right now.
Wait. I just wanted to make sure of this, but in 2 days you'll still be around to make it, right?
In 2 days?
I'm talking about Taylor's wedding. My little sister Taylor. Your husband's little sister's wedding is in 2 days.
I understand that she's having a wedding and all, but I'm not sure how my dad is going to be doing by then. At this time, I don't have an answer for you regarding that.
Well then, make sure you do something that'll lead to you making over here on time.
You can say that all you want, but I'm not sure how things will be at that time yet.
Listen, Clara, this is going to be my cute little sister's biggest day. No matter what else is going on, her wedding is your most important event.
I understand that her wedding is important, but I'm not just going to leave my dad if he's still in a terrible state.
I'll not allow you to cancel last minute on my sister.
And I'm telling you that I don't want to be absent from her wedding, but at this point in time, I'm not really sure what to say yet as my answer, considering I'm not even sure what's happened to my dad yet. Once I'm able to see how much damage he sustained in the accident, I will be able to give you an answer. For the time being, just let me be with my dad.
Jeez.
I'm going to go see my dad now. Good morning, Liam. This is about my dad.
Yeah? I'm sure you're going to tell me that you'll be able to make it to my sister's wedding, right?
I'm really sorry to have to say this, but I'm not so sure I can make it. Wait, you have to understand that I really do want to be there.
Your dad? Is he really?
Wait. He's not in that kind of a state right now, but he suffered some serious injuries in that crash. No one else from my family is able to come and be with him right now, so I'll have to stay by his side for the next couple of days to make sure things are fine.
Well, during the wedding, you can at least take that time to come out and be with us.
Please don't say something like that when my dad is in this state. It'll already take me 4 hours to just get to the wedding, and then that'll take half a day before I have to drive another 4 hours back. That's a whole day. I can't be away from my dad for that long when anything could happen to him in that time.
I think I'm telling you to make this wedding your priority.
I'll make sure to apologize to Taylor later on for this, so would you please lay off me?
Jeez. Tell me that this whole thing about your dad being in some accident is just a lie.
What?
You sure you're not just trying to cover up the fact that you're out cheating on me right now?
Why would I be cheating on you?
Well, if you're not, then come to this wedding. Look, you can't make such a big deal out of your dad getting into a simple car accident. What the hell was your dad thinking getting into a crash at this time? Don't tell me that he got into the crash on purpose for you.
You're really starting to take things too far now, Liam.
Do you really think you're in the position to be getting upset with me right now? If you don't come to my sister's wedding, like I've asked you to, then I'm going to divorce you.
All right.
Great. Now make sure you're there on time.
I'm going to prioritize my dad.
Huh?
I'll make sure to apologize to your sister later, so that should be enough.
What the hell is this? Do you have any idea what you'd be doing leaving a seat open like this in my sister's family seating? You really think I'm going to let you get away with doing something so insane?
Your sister happens to have some common sense, so unlike you, she would most likely get mad at you and defend me for not wanting to be at that wedding. Because she knows that my dad comes first when there's an emergency involving him.
Taylor would never get mad at me over that.
Anyway, I am prioritizing my dad. Also, I've already made sure to tell Taylor about how my dad got into an accident and that I won't be able to make it to her wedding.
Excuse me?
She still hasn't replied to me. But I think someone like her will be able to understand me.
What the hell have you done?
I need to start taking care of my dad now as he's getting ready for surgery, and I need to make sure he's prepared for that.
You hold it right there. I will not forgive you for cancelling on my sister. I'll tell you one more time. If you don't show up to that wedding, then I'm divorcing you. If you don't want that happening, then come to this wedding. Understand?
Clara, I'm so sorry for only just seeing your messages to me now. Is your dad going to be all right? Sorry for getting you all worked up about this, Taylor. He's not in life-threatening condition right now, but he has been very badly injured in that crash and is undergoing surgery now. That means, as for your wedding tomorrow, I don't mind you being absent one bit, so please don't be worried about me. You had told me before that right now your brother and his wife are overseas for work, right? That's right. Although my brother's wife will be coming back to the States here pretty soon to help out with my dad after things settle down a little. But since they're on the other side of the world right now, it's going to take her some time to get back here. So you really are the only family that can be with your dad right now then. I want you to stay right where you are beside him and make sure he's okay. Are you really okay with this? Of course. It's your family emergency after all. I understand that my brother is making a huge deal out of all of this right now, but he's the only one who doesn't seem to get it. I'm sure that he'll settle down soon here and come to understand things, but this is always the way he acts around me, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But my parents and I have come to accept that he's just an idiot, so we leave him be until he calms down again. Ah, is that right? And this isn't even his wedding, so he has no right telling you that you have to be here or not. My fiancé and I are both aware that you can't make it, and that should be enough to get him to shut up. Now, you take really good care of your dad. Thank you, Taylor.
Hey, Clara. You still over there with your dad or something?
I am. For the time being, I'm going to have to go back and forth between the hospital and my dad's house. So that's why I've started staying at this house while he's still in the hospital.
Not only did you cancel last minute on my little sister's wedding, but you left me, your husband, here all by myself now.
My husband?
That's right, you are my freaking wife. The only thing you should be prioritizing is what I ask from you. Leave that old and dying man there by himself and come back to me. If you don't follow my command right now, then it's a divorce.
I know that, and that's why I already handed in the divorce papers for us.
What?
Just before the wedding, you told me that if I didn't come, that you would be divorcing me, right? And just yesterday, I got some mail from you that happened to be the divorce paperwork with all your signatures on them. And considering I didn't go to the wedding, I went ahead and handed in those papers for us.
Wait, I was just saying all that in order to get you to come.
But you even went and sent me the paperwork, right? You had signed all the papers and filled everything out for me. Seriously, you thought that you could just use divorce as a way of threatening me into doing everything you asked?
No, that's
Answer me right now, Liam. I mean, you always loved talking to me like you were at the top and knew everything and anything, so give me an answer.
Wait, would it be wrong for us to hand in our marriage papers again?
Excuse me?
Well, look, my little sister only just got married, and a few days later her older brother got divorced, and it seems like Tyler is really pissed at me right now.
Ah, you don't have to worry about all that. Everyone hates you now, including Taylor.
Huh?
Liam, from what I've heard, at Taylor's wedding you would not stop talking crap about how bad of a wife I was, right? Taylor had already known about what was going on with me and why I couldn't make it to her wedding. She even went and told all her friends and family about where I was, and they all agreed that it was better I stay with my dad than come all the way out there. But the moment you took a sip of alcohol, you started to shout about how you would divorce me for not listening to you. Things about how much you hated me and wanted to leave me and couldn't stand me anymore. And when people would walk away from you as you continued to go on and on about me, you started to yell louder, trying to get someone to come over and agree with you. I heard that Taylor's wedding wasn't even halfway over with yet before she had to get people to haul you out of there and lock the doors on you.
You know about all that as well?
After that had happened to you out of pure alcoholic rage, you went and sent me those papers, right? Anyway, you and I are divorced now. I'm pretty sure I've said all I've needed to you now, so consider this the moment where our ties are cut, please.
What the hell?
And don't act like you haven't been using some of my savings without asking.
What?
Just the other day, I was planning on paying for my dad's first round of medical bills while at the hospital, and so I had a look at my savings account. I saw on there that over the past couple of months, someone has been going through and taking out small amounts of money from there, adding up to around $30,000 in total. I was shocked to see that it was you doing that.
Where's the evidence that I did it?
When I had a look at where the money was being transferred to, there was your account number in the transaction history. What the hell have you been using my money on?
When I heard that Tyler would be getting married, I thought that I should celebrate, so I went to a strip club.
You went to a strip club?
Let me just tell you right now that I was not cheating on you. There was this one stripper that I was really into, but I was only going there to drink and watch her dance.
Oh, is that right? And then?
So every time I went there, I was using my credit card to pay. I've been doing this for months, and after a while I went and had a look at my bank account and realised I didn't have enough money to pay the debt off.
And so you took money out of my account?
When you and I went to the bank together, I got a look at your savings account number.
Jesus frickin' Christ, Liam!
This all happened before the divorce, so why do you care? And since you and I were married at the time, your money that you had saved up was the both of ours. So there's no problem with me taking some of it.
Well, that right there is a big misunderstanding on your part.
Huh?
That money that I've saved up from before you and I got married is protected by law and remains for only me to use. It does not ever become yours to use as well just because you and I got married.
Are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you. But thankfully I already talked with your parents about all of this and they are paying me back. Along with things like the settlement I'm getting from you and all that. This means I'll be getting $40,000 from your parents, which you'll soon have to pay them.
$40,000?
Remember that it's your parents who will be asking for that from you next, so be ready. But you should mostly be prepared for just how pissed those two will be with you after what I've had to tell them.
No freaking way. They were already furious with me because of what happened at the wedding. $40,000.
Well, now that you're aware of all that, I am leaving. And I mean that as in I am never going to talk to you ever again.
Wait a sec.
What else do you want from me?
I'll help you take care of your dad from now on, so let me marry you again.
No, thank you.
You reply to something like that quickly. You can't be serious.
Well, I don't want to be around you anymore.
Can't you at least put a little thought into it or something?
The reason I don't have to put any thought into my answer to you is because I've already thought long and hard about it, and have come to realize how much I hate you now. Even my dad is aware of what all you've been doing, and is so upset with you right now that if he wasn't in a hospital bed, he would be at your doorstep waiting for you to come out so that he could beat the hell out of you.
What?
That's all. Goodbye forever now, you pile of garbage. And that was it between Liam and I. I was only able to be married to Liam for about 1.5 years, but the fact that he cared too much about his sister and would even celebrate her by going to a strip club and all that made it pretty clear to me that he shouldn't have married me at all. As of right now, he's a divorced man and is hated by his little sister that he cared about way too much as a brother. Right now, he's still working at the same company he's always been a part of, but at that wedding, there happened to be a few of his coworkers there by coincidence. They all saw how he acted when he got drunk and watched as he was dragged out of the wedding. Since then, the workplace has been very tough on Liam, as he's surrounded by coworkers that are whispering about what happened with him all the time and giving him the cold shoulder. He's not able to leave his job there, though, as both of his parents are whooping his butt about paying them back that $40,000 they gave me. So until he's finished paying off his debt, he is stuck in that company. He can't even try to get himself fired either, because both his mom and dad told him that if they were to find out he left that job, they would make sure he could never work again. So for the time being, Liam will just have to put up with his new sucky life and hope that all of that cold shoulder and rumors about him don't drive him insane. I'm sure that even right now he's at work, hiding in some corner office as he tries to get anything done, all while listening to the whispers of his coworkers talking about how much of a jerk he is. As for things regarding my dad, he has finished going through all the surgeries he required, and is now just resting at the hospital. He should be out of there in another month or so, where he will then be able to start physical therapy with the support of myself and my sister-in-law. I've completely moved into his house now and found myself a job around here, and plan to stay here for the rest of my life, making sure that my dad is all right and doesn't get into another accident like that again.